Jesus, aware that everything had been finished in order that the Scriptures might be fulfilled, said, "I thirst." It is God, in his goodness, who has revealed to us the truth that Jesus Christ told Pilate he had come into the world to proclaim, and that all who had ears for the truth would hear his voice and become his disciples. It is God who revealed to us that he is the maker and the Father of all creation, all things visible, all things invisible. And in the visible things that God has created, he has given us the intelligence to see and discern his divine attributes in all things that he has made. God has also revealed to us how it is that sin entered into this world, disorder into a very well-ordered creation, and with it came death. God also revealed to us his plan to restore all things, in whom he would accomplish this redemption in his own dearly beloved Son. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, so that all who believe might not perish, but might inherit life eternal. And in the person of Jesus Christ, God has revealed how all these things would find their fulfillment and their completion in his person, and especially in the Paschal mystery, which we now celebrate during this holiest time of the Christian year, the Sacred Triduum. And in that revelation is contained the life of grace and our own supernatural destiny, that we were created by God, we were created for God. He made us so that we might know and love him, serve him in this life, and come to reign with him forever in heaven. This is why Jesus Christ said, "I thirst." Words only spoken after he was aware that all things have been revealed and it is now finished. There is nothing left to reveal. And so he makes a plea. He makes a cry for our response. What is our response to all that God has revealed and brought to fulfillment in the person of his Son, Jesus Christ? To understand more fully this cry of Christ crucified, we need to go back to Samaria, to an occasion where Jesus was by himself and sitting on a well. He wasn't there sitting at the well just to simply pass time. He had been sitting at that well because in his providence he had arranged a meeting with a certain woman. And as she approached, he looked up to her and said, "Give me something to drink." I thirst." The woman was astonished. The woman was astonished at this request. And how did Jesus Christ reply? If you knew the gift of God and who it is that is saying to you, "Give me a drink," you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water, welling up within you, so that you will never have to thirst again. And the woman, attracted by the power of such a freely given and generous gift, said, "Sir, give me this water always, so that I don't have to keep coming back to this miserable well." And so we look at those words. If you knew the gift of God. Well, see, we know the gift of God. It has been completely and totally and fully revealed and definitively fulfilled in the person of Jesus Christ. Aware that all things have been fulfilled, St. John tells us, so that the scriptures might be fulfilled. See, we know the gift of God. We also know who it is who is asking us for a drink. We know. And so on that account, not one of us in this church this afternoon is without any excuse. We are here precisely because we know the gift of God. We are here precisely because we know who it is who is saying to us right now, who is crying out right now, "I thirst." But how do we respond to that cry? With our own thirst. You see, the Catechism of the Catholic Church tells us that Christian prayer is an encounter with the thirst of Jesus Christ and our thirst for Him. It is a mutual, attractive desire to be one with the one whom our heart loves. Jesus loves us. He desires union with us. He desires to form and establish and strengthen a permanent bond and communion of love with us. And it is for this he thirsts. That's the nature of his thirst. But then we too, paraphrasing St. Augustine, come to Christ in our prayer with a thirst of our own. O God, you have made us for yourself. Our hearts are restless until they rest in thee. And so, with a restless heart, longing to be united to the beloved, the one whom our heart loves, we bring to Jesus Christ a cup of cold water. That is to say, and to put the finest point possible on it, our faith. Our faith. And in return for our very small, paltry gift, the one nonetheless that Jesus desires more than anything else, he responds in a superabundant way by giving us a fountain of living water that will well up within us and quench that thirst. Again, the nature of that thirst being our desire to be one with the God who made us. To be one with the God who saved us. Given all that, do we still find it so hard to give Christ 1 hour to watch with him? Do we still find it so difficult to give him 15 minutes of conversation produced by gratitude, admiration, and love? The thirst of Christ was not a thirst 2,000 years ago. It is a thirst that still burns ardently in his most sacred heart. It is a thirst that is presented to us each and every day, each and every moment of every day. It is a quench that cannot be satisfied until we return that which Christ desires most: our faith. And that faith translates into time of solitude and silence, and in that silence and solitude, the love, the affection, the admiration of our heart. That intimate and most precious encounter each day, where we unite our thirst to the thirst of Christ for us. Answer him.